I think having to adjust, and when I went to Arizona from New Orleans a couple years ago, and just kind of having that experience of picking up an offense and trying to contribute as soon as possible, and just getting into the playbook and trying to learn as much as you can, and just working hard. That's kind of been the player that I've been in my career. So something I pride myself on, being able to do those kinds of tough things. So.
How comfortable did you feel out there on Sunday? I mean, it seemed like you were able to get in there and play pretty much the entire game.
Yeah, I think it was a good week of practice, and that's kind of what gives you the confidence more than anything to be able to do that. I think having a little bit longer time just to kind of work with the tight end coach, everybody with the offensive coordinators, and a lot with Trevor as well, just kind of iron out details of like, okay, this is what you're thinking on this route, or this is where you're going to expect me. Just kind of, there's little nuances that are different with each offense, and just trying to get him as comfortable as possible, because this is his first year in this craziness of the NFL. And there's a lot that goes into it, and something I noticed, and trying to give him pointers and everything that I can as well. Stuff I picked up from other quarterbacks that I've been with that have been successful. But just having that good week of practice, I think, more than anything helps.
Are you encouraged by what you see out of Trevor?
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a great mind for an NFL offense. He works hard. But I think more than anything, he's willing to kind of just do the hard stuff. Like, not many quarterbacks in the league, I feel like, are going to try and run it in on, like he almost got that touchdown that got called out back on Sunday. He took a nice lick coming into the end zone and just jumped right back up. It shows his character and what he wants. What he's willing to do to make this team successful. And I can appreciate that, and it's someone you want to definitely follow behind.
Have you played in London before?
I have not. This will be my first time. I'm kind of excited. The biggest thing for me being, as I start to get up here in the league for years, is just, okay, what's my recovery going to be like this week? So it'll be a new adventure for me, but I'm excited for it, and I think it'll be a really cool experience.
You were on an undefeated roster, and now you're here where the team is sitting at 0-5. Can you just talk about the confidence level in the locker room? I mean, comparison-wise for you, I mean, you probably went from a roster that was feeling really good about where they were to now a roster that's trying to kind of figure out how to get the job done.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that we listen to what Coach Meyer's been trying to tell us, and that you have a bunch of hardworking guys in this locker room, and there's no doubt about that. And when you're falling short like this, it's just some things might not go your way in a game, and minor details like I fumbled for a touchdown on Sunday. That's stuff that just can't happen. But I think the biggest thing is you can't quit working hard. It's something that we're definitely going to keep doing because we have no choice other than to do that. But those plays are going to start happening, and we're going to start making headway, and we're starting, everything's going to fall our way once, and we're going to get a win. And from my experience, I think it's not so much. It's not that we're not going to win football games, because we know we can. We have the roster to do it. We have an incredibly talented roster. But I think that the biggest thing is just getting that first one, just to build that confidence, to be like, okay, we can do this thing. And then you walk into games saying, oh, are we going to win this one? And instead you're walking into games saying, we're going to get this win, and that's going to happen. And when you play with that kind of confidence, especially with a talented roster like this, you'll see some nice things happen. You just gotta keep plugging in, each week, and just keep working hard. That's all there is to it.
Do you feel like the confidence has kind of been an issue in the second half? I mean, you guys have now come out and started to put together some good first halves, but then third and fourth quarter, it seems like things start to get out of hand. You think that may be a confidence thing?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that happen throughout a game, and when you get some young players, they're kind of not used to the whole ups and downs of an NFL football game. And to be honest, in order to win in this league, you got to play almost a near perfect game, and it's something that's incredibly tough to do with a young team. But it's something that's going to happen, and whether we have confidence in the second half or not, you just got to keep playing the game, keep playing the football game, keep playing the next down, have that what's next mentality, and just keep going.
Speaking of the from when you saw the tape,
Yeah.
it looked really close. It looked like it was a call that could have gone either way, depending on how they felt about your progress. I'm just wondering how you saw it.
I'll be honest, I'm my toughest critic, and I'm going to say it was a fumble because I kind of leaned forward to make what they call a football move. So I'm going to say, yeah, it's a fumble every time, and it's not really about that for me. It's, okay, just tuck the ball better next time. And that's just where I have to be with it. That next step in my career is to be that guy who can be relied upon in every single circumstance, and I just have to be a better football player at the end of the day.
Your background, so you were a hurdler
I was, yes.
in college?
Yes.
What event?
I ran the 110 hurdles in college. Yep.
What was your best time?
1391, I think. Appreciate it, guys. It was good. It was good.
Was it good because how a game like you had with the sack and tackling, I believe, how good was that for you just to get that have a game like that?
Well, it's definitely good. I mean, obviously, from a personal standpoint, but honestly, even when I went home, I was just sick to my stomach, just obviously for the outcome of the game and just for the kind of mistakes that I had, that kind of that led to big plays on the defense. So, I mean, obviously, it was good to get and have good plays and standout plays, but we 0-5. Some got to change. So.
How comfortable have you felt in this scheme? I mean, this year transition, obviously you're dropping back in coverage. How comfortable have you been over the course of the season?
Real comfortable. I still think it's just a lot of experience as far as that comes with the game. Some things, just gonna come with, actually it happening to you in the game. So you can rep it as many times, or you can go over it, just watch it on film. But to see how they actually run it in the game, or how they'll, they'll scheme it out throughout the game against us, it's something that I'm up to the challenge and just kind of taking it in game by game.
You said you were sick to your stomach when you got home because you lost the game. What was your reaction when you saw the replay of the incomplete pass / maybe a fumble with Tannehill?
Of course I was upset. Just felt like it was just a momentum changing play that can get offense. It was good field position. That obviously it was a nice little return that put it past the 50. So, man, I was a little upset. But I mean, things happen. You got to go out there and just play the next play. And we should have, recovered from that. Obviously, I think we ended up giving a touchdown on that drive, and that's something that we can't give up. But we got to shake back and just play the next play.
The green dot moved this week from Miles. Do you feel like how was the communication out there? Did it cause any confusion between the guys trying to get the calls now that Miles isn't making them?
No, I don't think that. I just think it's more so it don't even matter who has the call. It's just all 11 of us got to be in sync with the call, and we all got to focus in and haul in on our assignment and just what we plan on the back ends, or what kind of stunt or whatever we're doing in the front seven. So. That's just something that we all just kind of over-communicate. We preach that on a daily basis, and you can never have too much communication on the field, and we got to keep going with that.
Is it hard to improve your communication levels like mid-season when it's something like that, like making sure everybody on the field's on the same page?
No, we just got to, obviously a lot of communication comes with chemistry. And we got to hang around each other more. We got to be with each other more and more and more and more. And it gets more difficult, obviously, at the professional level when people who have families and, children and everything. It's obviously different in college where you with each other dang near all day. So it's just something that we got to, as much time as we can without taking away from, family time and their loved ones, squeeze all this in that we can, communicate as much as possible, and just get everything done we can.
Caleb, I don't know how many times in training camp you might have had the opportunity to try to chase down Jamal Agnew at all, but just from those points of your observation, what makes him so hard to bring down?
Obviously, a nice little size, so trying to just track that down and just, syncing your body level and your gravity and trying to, track his hip is a task. So just have someone like that who's shifty and who can, move on a dime and change direction. And I feel like Jamal sees the whole field and so quickly, and just watching him, the way he returns kicks and punts and all that, he kind of knows, obviously how the punt team will come down and kind of know which players' tendencies or who will bite inside or be more aggressive. So just kind of going against that in practice, or, having the chance to go against somebody who's agile and experienced, that helps us out.
The field goal that he returned, were you on the sideline? You weren't on the.
Yeah, I was on the sideline.
You kind of know what those Auburn kids felt like against Alabama, and that one kid said to me, do you feel like that'll be that's kind of a historical moment you always remember being on the field?
Yeah. It was a special play to happen, man. It's obviously my first time ever seeing something like that happen, and it was amazing. The excitement that I reached is probably the most excited I've been all year, just because it's a special play like that, like you said, historic, and just the crowd, the energy that they brought, and the sideline, how we were. It was a special play, and I'm glad I was there to witness it on the sideline.
What have you heard about this London experience, maybe talking to veteran guys about something different? What do you do with your body? Anything change?
It's a long-ass flight. That's what I've been thinking about. So, I think they was talking about the time difference, of course, and just how we'll be playing. Well, it'll be 9 o'clock in the morning here. That's early. Just like, who was that? The Falcons and the Jets was playing. I was like, damn, this is a highlight or this is real. So, man, that's gonna be something different. But I'm excited, man. I've never been out the country, so this is amazing, the things that football can do to you. To take you to places that you've never been, and to take you to things that you've never seen. So I'm excited. I can't wait to go out there and compete and expand my horizon and see different things I never saw before.
What do you feel has been the hardest thing for you over the 2 seasons to be more impactful? What do you think has been the most difficult thing that you have to cross the barrier to be more impactful?
That's the word, consistent. Just kind of be more consistent. I feel like it just be, sometimes I go out there and I handle everything I need to handle, and then sometimes I don't pick up as much slack that I need to. Just as with all the expectations and everything that's just put on me. So. And I'm okay with that. Like I'm accepting everything that's thrown my way. I never make excuses. Obviously play needs to be picked up. Defense needs to play better, and whatever the blame needs to be on, you can put it on me. Like I'm okay with that. So I know I need to be more consistent. I know I got to play better. And obviously last week was a good game, but I just feel like just the consistency that I should bring to the table needs to be on an everyday basis.
Work you put. You look like you one of the last guys to leave after practice a lot. Look, how much work you put in to just on your own, trying to hand move techniques and all that stuff?
A lot. But I don't do it for no special attention and recognition. But I really want this bad. I really want to win. I'm sure a lot of guys pay attention. I won in state, high school. I won in college. I'm undefeated. And now, I'm not winning as much as I'm used to winning. And this is hurting me. I can't go home every day and just just kind of just take it as a normal person. Every day I'm trying to figure out what's the issue, or what can we do better as a defense or personally as an individual. So if I need to stay longer, or if I need to lift every day like I've been doing, or just meet with the coaches every day as much as possible, or even just having some type of team activity, somewhere I'm trying to set something up, whether it's at the house or some type of functional event. I just want to do whatever it takes to win, and I feel like that's just kind of the mindset that I've been.
All right. Thanks, Casey.
What year in high school did you win a state title?
Say it again?
What year in high school when you won a state title? Junior?
What was that, 15, 16? I think that's one.
What year were you, though? Was it your junior year? Okay, got it.
To being able to be good at your job. Speed.
Force things, and because I want to go out there and make plays. It really just comes down to just making a smart decision, whether that's fair catching it, with a going in situation, or just surveying the field and seeing that we don't got everybody covered, and just making a smart play, and that fair catch is always there. So just making a smart play. Obviously, vision, instinct, and, speed comes into that, but really it comes down to securing the ball.
In terms of playing wide receiver, what's been the biggest adjustment for you going from defense to that position?
Obviously the playbook on offense is different than defense. Defense is a lot more, I wouldn't say simple, but offense is a lot more complex. You got routes, but then also you got to adjust to what the defense is doing. And routes can change and everything. That's probably been my biggest adjustment. Not to say I'm struggling with it, but it's a lot different than the defensive side of the ball. But I'm loving it right now.
Can you remember the last time you had a return where you sort of just kind of ran into your own guy, like with Manhurts on Sunday? I mean, obviously, it's a bang bang thing. You're trying to pick a spot. You don't know when a guy in front of you is going to slide one way or.
Yeah, I feel like that happens a lot. That's happened a lot in my career. Like I've said before, that their jobs are tough, especially on kick return. That's one of the hardest blocks to make in the league. They're, at a disadvantage. You got guys running full speed for 30-plus yards, and, they got to sprint back, turn around, and, try to block them going full speed. So, I never really get frustrated with, the guys, missing blocks, and not to say they're missing blocks, but those are tough blocks. So, I tip my hat to them. They're working their butts off, and, we're going to get this thing going.
How different is catching a pass on a screen from kickoff return or punt return? You feel like that's like right in your element, just weaving through traffic?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. I just like getting the ball in my hands, making plays. That's something I've done my whole life. They're fortunately finding ways to give me the ball a bit more. And I'm just taking advantage of the opportunities that are given to me, honestly.
How helpful is it that you and Coach Bevel know each other pretty well now from your time in Detroit together to here as you kind of get into the mix more at receiver?
It's pretty helpful. I mean, me and Bevel got a good relationship. I've said before he's part of the reason why I came here. And, me and Bevel got a really good relationship. And, I understand the offense. They could throw me in there any one of those spots, and I'll be ready to go and make some plays.
Jamal, outside of watching film to evaluate after the Cardinals game, how many times have you watched the replay of the return field goal?
I probably watched it over 100 times. Honestly, just to hear Gus's, call on that, honestly, it gives me chills every time I watch it. Obviously, that's something I've always dreamed about doing. That was my first time getting the opportunity. And I was telling myself I'm going to score if he misses this. And, Prater, the kicker, that's my guy. And I played with him in Detroit for 4 years. And at a moment, I thought he was going to make it because I know what he's capable of. I've seen him make kicks like that, in practice and stuff. So at first I was like, this thing might go in. And then I seen the wind kind of kick it down. And I was like, I'm gone.
Even though some kickers are pretty good athletes and everything, is it always embarrassing to get caught by the kicker?
It always is. You should never get tackled by it. That's my number one rule. And it's been like that since I got into the league. Don't get tackled by the kicker.
Your cleats are now in the Hall of Fame. I mean, how does that make you feel?
It's surreal, honestly. Obviously you grow up, you want to play in the NFL, you want to be a Hall of Famer. Just to have a piece of my name, something I did in the Hall of Fame, it's just something to, hang my hat on. Obviously, I'm not gonna get complacent or anything, but I'm just so, proud of where I've came from, and I've always said that it wasn't just me out there; it was 10 other guys out there. So we made NFL history, and that's always gonna be in the record books.
Could you talk a little bit about the vibe in the locker room? Do you sense that the frustration level is any greater, or is it about the same that it was, let's say, after week 2 or after week 3? As these losses are mounting, do you sense frustration level rising, or is it still just kind of about where it was, that it's always frustrating after a loss?
It's always frustrating when you're not coming out with a W. The one thing that we're hanging our hat on is we're getting better every week. Offensively, defensively, special teams. We're leaving plays out there on the field for sure. And, that's something that probably frustrates us the most, because we have some sparks out there. We have a lot of good plays going, and we just got to be consistent and just consistently make those good plays in the big situations. Those third downs, all that stuff, those fourth downs and everything. So. We're not really frustrated. We're going to stay confident. We're going to go out there in London and put our best foot forward, and
you know, we feel like we're going to turn this thing around pretty soon. You know, we just got to keep making those plays consistently.
What have you heard about playing in London?
I honestly haven't heard much, but I'm excited. It's going to be my first time out of the country. Other than I used to go to Mexico a lot growing up, just because I grew up in Southern California. So, but it's going to be my first time being out of the country, so I'm just excited for that.
And then, just from your perspective, how have you kind of seen Trevor improve, you know, as he's gotten more experience over the last month or so?
Say that one more time.
How have you seen Trevor kind of improve as he's gotten more experience, just from your perspective?
Oh, he's just getting more and more confident out there. You know, he's not forcing things as much as he was earlier. You know, Trevor's a playmaker. He wants to make plays. You know, the NFL is a lot different, and you know, he's just getting more and more comfortable out there, taking what the defense is giving him, and it's crazy to see how much better he's getting week by week, and it's honestly scary how good he could really be. So, you know, we're just getting better every week. You know, we're getting that better chemistry, you know, between the quarterbacks and the receivers and the tight ends and the running backs. And like I said, we're trying to flip this thing around pretty soon.
Thanks, Jamal.
Appreciate y'all.
All right.
How have you felt you played this year? I mean, just transition to this 3-4 defense from last season.
I think it's been a good transition. I enjoyed it a lot, and I can continue to keep on growing in it this season so far.
You've been here for this whole losing streak. Have you ever lost this many games in your life, let alone consecutively, and how have you seen the locker room kind of change as the losses keep kind of stacking?
Honestly, I've never lost this many games in like a very long time. I don't think since I really started playing football. But I think the locker room is still very tight, still very strong. There's nothing that's going to faze us, even through this tough time right now. So,
You think it's good to just get away and go to London and just like a change of pace and schedule and everything that comes with a trip like that? What you guys need right now?
I think it'll be very nice for us, but I think at the same time we're still very focused on trying to win a game. So, I mean, regardless of where we're at, we're still got to win a game.
You're familiar with Coach Meyer from college. How do you see the locker room receiving his message to this point?
I think it's still positive. I think it's still, you know, pushing to be better every day. And that's really all we can really ask of anybody in their locker room right now. So it's been all right.
What's really been the message to the defense to try to get more consistent? You know, Coach Meyer said the other day there's been elite halves and then not so elite halves.
Like you said, just continuing to communicate, continuing to get better every day. I feel like that's really what we've been striving to get to every single day. And just keep on raising the bar.
Do you feel like communication getting better with each week?
Yeah, for sure. I think you can see it on the field. We're playing a lot better. We're consistently, you know, getting better stats. I think you can see it.
When you looked at the tape, how did you feel overall that you guys did in terms of being able to slow down Derrick Henry? I mean, he didn't have that big breakout 38-yard run or anything like that. But when he gets a lot of carries like that, he's bound to, you know, get one for, you know, 11, 13 or something like that.
I think we did a pretty good job versus the run against Derrick Henry this last week, and but still, it's just not where we need to be yet. So it's kind of hard.
What's it like trying to get that guy down?
He's a load. As you know, he's a very big guy. He runs very hard with his pads and whatnot. So just being real physical with him was a lot for the game.
What would getting that first win in London, what do you think that would really do for the confidence for the team?
It would definitely solidify a lot of things. I mean, we've really been working very hard in practice and off the, you know, everything that we do. And getting a win would just solidify those beliefs that we have that we're good. You know, we can play in this league. You know.
Good for you to see a guy like this in your class, Chaisson, get to pressure on the quarterback, and have you seen the work he put in and finally see some of that?
I love to see it. You know, I mean, it's just showing that his confidence is growing each and every day. You know, he's getting better every single day. But I love to see it. You know, he had kind of a rougher year last year, and him being able to improve is just remarkable.
What have your teammates sort of told you about the London experience, if anybody has told you about it?
All I really know is it's a really long flight. This is my first time leaving the country, so it's going to be very different for me. And I don't particularly like long flights to begin with, so it's going to be different. But it is totally just to have fun. I mean, it's going to be a very different experience, especially like food and whatnot. But other than that, you know, just going out and having fun.
You like fish and chips?
I do. All right.
Thanks, Don.
Appreciate you guys.